Hello and welcome. My name is Dylan, and today we're going to talk about how you can get legendary shards and a lot of legendary shards as a new light player in Destiny 2 with no DLC. Now, obviously, the people with DLCs and the people with the season pass and things like that, they have a lot more options of obtaining a lot higher quantities of legendary gear and therefore legendary shards. But this video will just be specifically for people without any DLC. So the three methods here that you can use to get legendary shards are dismantling gear, dismantling shaders, and buying shards from Spider. So dismantling a legendary piece of gear will reward you with 3 legendary shards. So let's go through here and see if we can find a piece of legendary gear to dismantle. So we're just going to go ahead here and dismantle this one because we don't really need it. So once we dismantle this legendary piece of gear, you'll see on the right hand side there that we get 3 legendary shards. Now if we go over to our inventory and tab down twice to the shaders tab, and we dismantle one of these Vanguard disciplines shaders, so any purple shader will reward you with 1 legendary shard per shader. So we go ahead and dismantle it, and we can see there that we got 1 legendary shard for dismantling that shader. And then of course you can buy them from Spider. You can buy them for Glimmer or planetary resources, but in my opinion that's not really a good method to do as a new light player, because you will definitely need your planetary resources for other things that you can buy from vendors throughout the world, and Glimmer is very hard to get as there's quite a few things that you need Glimmer for as a new light player. So the method that I would suggest is getting legendary gear and dismantling it. So how can we go about getting the legendary gear? Well, there are weekly bounties available from the Black Armory, so 801, from the Drifter for Gambit, and from Spider on the Tangled Shore. These weekly bounties will reward you with legendary armor or weapons. Ranking up in Gambit or the Crucible, so get ranking up your Infamy rank or your Valor rank will reward you with legendary gear that you can dismantle. And then trading in Vanguard or Crucible tokens, or your planetary tokens and gunsmith materials if you want to, but those can be used in other areas, so that's why I specify Vanguard and Crucible tokens. You trade them in for engrams to the vendors, and you will be rewarded with legendary gear that you can break down if it's not better than what you currently have. Now, if you unlock the Menagerie, and if we go into our quests here and we look at our chalice, I will show you what you need to do to unlock double drops from the Menagerie. So there will be, for your first 3 times that you go through the Menagerie after you unlock this tab here, so Power and Efficiency 1, it grants an additional weekly bonus reward from the final chest in the Menagerie. So you actually get 3 bonuses, so 3 chests, 3 times you can complete the Menagerie, and you will receive 2 drops at the end, 2 legendary drops, and possibly a 3rd legendary drop each time, which is very nice. So that is a way where you can get some quick legendary shards as well. But the methods that I would recommend are either you're going to be farming the Menagerie, trying to get specific roles for weapons that you want, so you can scrap everything else that you don't want while going through the Menagerie. You will receive legendaries randomly as world drops, sometimes exotics as well. And you will also receive the drops from the chest at the end, the 3 bonuses. And then after that, you'll just get 1 drop every time, possibly 2 if you're lucky, and you happen to get something that comes masterworked. But the method that I like is grinding out Black Armory forges, and I'll show you why here if I go over and talk to 801. Now, when you're doing Black Armory forges, if you successfully complete a forge, you are rewarded with modulus reports upon a successful completion of the forge. And these modulus reports, after you unlock your weapon frames for the week by getting the ballistics logs from the weekly bounties, which again will reward you with legendary gear that you can break down if you want to. Then you purchase the 2 frames that you want to work on for the week, and you can complete those frames, and then you can buy back these frames again for modulus reports. You also have the chance to get drops from the actual forges themselves. Upon a successful completion of a forge, you have a chance to receive a legendary forge weapon that is not one of these powerful frames that are usually here. You have a chance to receive just the random ones. I think there's 4 or 5 weapons. There's a shotgun. There's one of the best ARs in the game right now. You have a chance to receive those things and a sniper, things like that, from the actual completion of the forge. And then also you can do these, you can buy these research frames, and you can complete these as well. Now these are completed in other aspects of the game, and then you come back and you forge the weapon in a successful completion of a forge. Now, if you're farming these types of weapon frames here that you unlock with the ballistics logs, if you don't get the roll that you want, then you can scrap these weapons and you will receive 3 black armory schematics. Now, using these 3 black armory schematics, or you have to do 2 weapons to get one of these, but once you complete 2 of those weapon frames and scrap them and get 6 black armory schematics, you can buy what is called here a forge polymer. Now, if you activate this forge polymer, and then you successfully complete a forge, you will be given a piece of legendary armor. So now we're just stacking and stacking the amount of legendaries that we can get from completing forges successfully, and if we're not getting the rolls that we want, but this whole time we're working towards these god roll weapons that we want from the forges. And I would also say to do the same thing and grind out the Menagerie as well, and go for your god roll weapons there too. But in my opinion, as a free-to-play player, these are your best options to get legendary shards as quickly as possible, so you can do the different things that you want to do throughout the game buying legendary shards, namely Zur and things like that. But I hope this video helped. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody.
They see the vision, now it's 2020, clear as Tahoe, Lexus, clear as day, no longer move around in fear, disarray. Pray you hear me like the winter wind against your window pane. Feel the bass, baby, soak it in and let it marinate. It's time to hustle, gotta muscle up and run through barricades.